Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Orange Crush podcast and another edition of Hood versus Mann. It's game week. We are a few days away from Clemson and LSU's prime time clash. David, in big games like this, either on the day after, the Sunday afternoon, you're pondering what the heck happened, or you're watching the YouTube highlights. Everyone wants to know what made the difference at the end of the day today. We'll be talking LSU X factors. What's the biggest one? David, I'm going to start with you. What do you got?
All right, so, I'm going to go ahead and use my passport. Where is it? There it is. Boom. Let's go ahead and fast forward to Sunday. You can say all the time, the X factor is going to be those 5 plays that Dabo Swinney talks about. Both quarterbacks are known for, sometimes throwing interceptions that hurt. Turnovers are going to hurt. That's all the usual stuff. My X factor, Clemson's defensive line wreaking havoc. We've heard through camp, LSU's offensive line a little bit unsettled. I think these guys have to have a great game because one of my concerns heading into this is Clemson's secondary. Maybe not so much the corners, but the safeties. I think Peter Woods and TJ Parker and Will Helt and DeMonte Capehart and company have to harass Garrett Nussmeier all game and stop the run game. That is my X factor.
And we've heard a lot about the defensive line in camp and just sort of the depth, how that's grown. Guys like Vic Burley, Amari Adams have taken a step forward as those DT2s. Jaheim Lawson has made a big step as sort of maybe the third guy behind TJ Parker and Will Helt. You're going to have to get that in droves. And I would imagine LSU and Brian Kelly yesterday was talking about how Peter Woods and TJ Parker are just a relentless force. So I'd imagine LSU starts this game trying to give Nussmeier comfortable throws. Maybe it's a lot of checkdowns, a lot of screens, just trying to see if they can prevent the defensive line from becoming a part of this game and keeping them away and really testing maybe that secondary and some of those fundamentals we've been talking about with Tom Allin. Mine is Cade Klubnik. And I think when we talk about Cade Klubnik, that might be low-hanging fruit, but specifically for me, it's going to be his legs. And I looked up some of the numbers with LSU and dual-threat quarterbacks last year. They faced about 5 true ones, either South Carolina's Lenore Sellers. You talk about Alabama's Jalen Milroe. There's a couple others in there, and Milroe definitely juices the stats a little bit. But they gave up about 92 yards on the ground for these quarterbacks. I think if Klubnik could get 50 to 60 yards, convert a couple big third downs, we always talk about the big Clemson games, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. I feel like it was their legs that were the biggest X factor at the end of the day, converting, moving the sticks, and giving this offense an extra element that a lot of things were already unguardable, but then you got to account for the quarterback making it happen with his leg instead of his arm. I think that's got to be the big difference on Saturday night.
And I'm glad you brought that up because, I think a lot of times when we talk about the quarterback making plays with his legs, it's when the play breaks down. Is he going to be able to escape the pocket? The secondary's back. I think there has to be something in the game plan for designed quarterback runs, whether it's quarterback power, quarterback draw, whatever. We saw it last year kind of early in games that Cade would pull it on a read option and he would take off. Remember the big run he had against App State? There were a few others where he can use those legs. I think he has to do that too. I think it's not only when the play breaks down. I think they need to get the Cade involved early. Like we used to say with Taj. Taj was always better after he got hit a couple times. Maybe get him out there and get him hit and get him settled down and see what happens.
I do think one of the more brilliant play designs I've seen from Riley, and I still don't know if this is intentional or not, and I certainly would want to ask him at some point down the road, but that play against SMU where they rolled Klubnik out to the left, and it almost felt intentional for everything to kind of like draw the defense in, and he just has to pop it up to Wesco, and that really kept the offense going. It set the tone. The team just came off of a really tight game against South Carolina. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of juices flowing. Maybe Klubnik runs a quick quarterback power to set the tone. And if he pops one, he's got the speed. That crowd will probably break the decibel number of all time if he pops some big 75-yard rushing touchdown. Probably not against this LSU defense, but I think those probably are the 2 biggest points. Because, David, if you could force LSU into 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, Parker and Woods are going to get theirs. It's going to happen. They're just that good.
Yeah, and again, not knowing about LSU's offensive line situation, they tried to fix it during the offseason. They've got some dudes there. They could be really good. And then another X factor, you and I had lunch with a coach Monday. And, this coach was talking about Tom Allen and his defense, and maybe it's going to be a little bit more vanilla than we've seen, not as many blitzes. Well, and then expecting players to stay home, play fundamental football, make the other team make a mistake. If that's the case, if the linebackers are in coverage and you're just rushing 4 or maybe 5, this defensive line's got to eat. And it's time for those big boys to eat. Because talking season's over. It's time to go play.
Time to go play indeed. And this is sort of the target number for our Hood versus Man quick. It's like the mini-sodes just to get you guys in and out. Not necessarily podcast. We'll have our final musings on LSU later. And we're talking to Dabo Sweeney, Tom Allen, Garrett Riley, and all of those good folks at the Smart Family Media Center today. Guys, thank you for tuning in to this quick episode of Hood versus Man. What is your X factor for LSU? Are you going to the game? Let us know down below. And
I'm going.
You're going? Oh, that's great.
I'm going.
Am too. Let's go. Let's meet up at the game. Let's go have some fun. Guys, thank you as always for tuning in. Subscribe for more. God bless y'all.